Well, the crypto crash has only gotten worse over the last 24 to 48 hours, leaving a ton of investors in a state of panic, not knowing what to do next. Well, I actually did just make a move with my own portfolio as a result of this move that we just saw, and I wanted to share that move with you today, tell you exactly what I did, why I did it, and what I'm expecting next. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Tyler Hill. I'm one of the co-founders of the Crypto Strategy School, which services thousands of students every single month on developing strategies. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to dive deep into exactly what just happened with crypto, why I think it's so important, and what my plans are going forward. And so, look, we got a good bit to unpack today. So let's not waste any more time at all and let's get straight into it. And guys, don't you forget, if you are someone who is an experienced trader only, not a beginner, an experienced trader only, head to the link to Fimix down below. There are only 8 days left in this campaign in which you can get up to $2,600 in bonus rewards on a fantastic platform that has everything that you need if you're a trader. So head to that link down below and go check that out. Now, looking at Bitcoin, okay, this is where this all lies. This whole entire video, everything we're going to talk about today comes down to the Bitcoin chart. And the reason why is because as this crash has gotten worse and as we've continued to see this develop, the reality is that we've gotten deeper and deeper and deeper into Bitcoin's territory. This is Bitcoin season. This is a time in which Bitcoin has full control over the market. If Bitcoin's up, the rest of the market's going to be okay. If Bitcoin's down, the rest of the market's going to be in a bad spot. And this is going to continue for quite some time, at least in my opinion, especially in a moment in which everyone's scared, everyone's running, everyone thinks the world is falling, the sky is falling, and everything's going to go down. People are going to flock to Bitcoin because the reality is it's the most safe crypto asset that there is outside of, I guess, a stable coin. And so what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this one solely today. Now, within the Bitcoin chart, we're going to be looking at this here descending channel. As you all know, we've been tracking this descending channel for quite some time. It started back in January of this year, and it's continued on for months. And I've told you all the harsh reality. The harsh reality of this crypto market right now is that while Bitcoin is in this descending channel, nothing that good's going to happen. Yeah, we're going to have moments where we see the market recover. Yeah, we're going to see relief rallies. All those things are cool. But the reality is that nothing truly good is going to happen in crypto, at least in terms of prices, until we break out of this channel. And I know you don't like to hear it. I know some of you like to argue about it in the comments, but the reality is the reality. It's impossible for anything that great to happen from crypto price perspective while we're in this descending channel. And so what we're doing is we've built a whole strategy. We're good. We're set. We know exactly what to do in this channel. And as you can see, something has happened. In the last video, what I told you all was that, listen, at the time, Bitcoin's price was up here. And I said, hey, we're getting some decent signs, right? Things are looking actually okay at that time because we were seeing the bulls stepping in this red box as we needed them to. We had this previous point of support. We saw, of course, these times in which Bitcoin's price is pushed off the support level. And I told you, the fact that we're actually seeing the bull stepping in here is a good sign. But the reality was that I'm not buying, or I wasn't buying back then. I said, listen, I'm not doing any buying right now. Matter of fact, I'm more liable to take profits because we're getting close to this take profit zone, because the reality is that even though we are holding up some support right now, it's not stopping the possibility of us pulling back towards this 50% threshold, this middle level of the descending channel. And well, what do you know? Bitcoin's price is now back towards this DCA 1 zone. What you can see here is that Bitcoin has now fallen from this red box, which is just a key support level, nothing super important, all the way down to our 50% threshold, one of the most important levels in a descending channel. And as a result of it falling towards this DCA 1 level, this 50% threshold, I've actually gone in and made some purchases. What you can see here, as I announced in Discord over 12 to 15 hours ago, was that I just did my first decent sized dollar cost average in a while on Bitcoin, as it's now reached my first DCA zone at the 50% threshold, with the price at the time being $77,000. I also added a note that those two take profit zones were holding up well, because what you can see is that we took some profit in the red zone right here, we took some profit in the red zone right here, and both of those were local tops right before we saw this capitulation. So of course, for those of you who also took profits, especially on that live stream, well, congratulations to you. But the primary focus, again, being that we did finally start doing some DCAing. Now, I know you may wonder, well, Tyler, why are you buying right now? Isn't that just catching a falling knife? And sure, you may be right. But the reality of it is that this is my strategy. My strategy for descending parallel channels is what is, it kind of goes as follows. Buy at the halfway mark, buy when it hits the 25% threshold, and then buy anytime that it sits below the 25% threshold. And if you look at how that's performed historically, even in this descending channel, you can see how it went. I did some purchasing here, I did a little bit more purchasing here, a lot more purchasing here, and then I did the same thing right here, the same thing right here, the same thing right here. And even in this moment, right here, where I was getting these DCAs in, guys, basically all of those purchases ended up in profit the moment that we pushed just to the top side of the channel, which I was able to take profits on right up here, right? And so, yeah, sure, even though I may be buying some right here, it doesn't mean I'm going all in because I am aware that we might go lower and lower and lower. But it is kind of good enough of a support level to at least start getting some bids in because look what happened back here. Do you see how we hit this 50% threshold and immediately recovered, pushing back towards the upside into that take profit zone? That was an easy move. Buy a little bit here, take a little bit of profit in the red zone. I know it gets intimidating to be buying in moments like this, but the reality is that the descending level strategy works more times than it doesn't work. And so that's why I'm going ahead and doing some little purchasing here. Now, I do expect things to maybe get a little interesting from here, and so I will explain that to you in a second, but I will remind you, if you are someone who is struggling in this market, the market's been falling, struggling with consistency, you're losing trades, you're not feeling confident, you don't know if you want to buy, you don't know if you want to sell, you don't have an actual strategy to stick to, and you just don't know where to go from here. What I would encourage you to do is head to the link down in the description below and go check out our school, the Crypto Strategy School. This is the place where I post things like this, which is my trade that I did, the purchase that I did. This is where you can also get a ton of value to help you become a winning investor. What we do is we take crypto investors like yourselves and we give you the tools necessary to create strategies that work. Because a strategy that works is what creates a winning investor. And I define a winning investor as someone who's confident and consistent. You're confident when you make trades, you're not getting here all emotional and scared and all this stuff, and you're consistently winning over an extended period of time. And so if that is someone that you want to be, you want to become confident, you want to become consistent, go check out that link down below. And listen, the best part about it is that if you don't see growth within your first few hours, I'll just give you your money back. That's how confident I am. So check out that link down below. There are a couple spots available for you if that is something that interests you. Now, moving a little bit along, okay, moving a little bit forward, what can we see here? So as I mentioned before, took some profit up here. I just did my first dollar cost average over the last 24 hours or so. What do I expect to happen next? Well, the harsh reality is this, guys. Historically, throughout this channel at least, when we've hit this 50% threshold, we've gone lower, right? So right here, we went lower. Right here, we went lower. And so I am very aware that Bitcoin just might happen to fall all the way back down to the low 70s, if not the high 60s. You might not want to hear that, but historical data is historical data. In addition to historical data, what you can see is that if we just get rid of everything for a second and we turn on these micro Fibonacci's, well, the reality is, guys, we lost the golden zone, the micro golden zone. We're sitting at this one level. And if we lose this level around $76,500, guys, it opens the door for us to fall from $73,000 to possibly even 69,000 bucks. And so no, I'm not doing any huge purchases right now, but decent sized purchases, ones that will have an impact, ones that will make a difference, because although it might continue lower, hey, it just also might not. You look at what's happening currently with the daily RSI. While we are setting some of these lower lows, we're still setting higher lows on this RSI. And this is early signals of bullish divergence. And what that means is that the lower that Bitcoin's price is getting, it's actually losing strength to the downside. This move that it's making downwards is losing strength. And so again, while we might continue down towards DCA zone 2 or DCA zone 3, we also might not. And so in order to just prepare for the possibility that we may or may not go lower, I'm doing some small purchases here because we might not go lower, but I'm saving some cash because we might go lower. And again, I know that's stupid. And I'm saying we might go up or we might go down. I get it. Listen, I get it. I know how dumb it sounds, but you need to understand that you can't predict this market. No one has control over it, guys. It's manipulated. No one can truly get ahead of it. But what we can do is prepare our best to get in front of it as best as possible. And the way that I'm doing that is by doing a small dollar cost average here and saving a good bit of cash for DCA zone 2 and DCA zone 3. But I am getting optimistic as we are getting lower and lower into this because we are again seeing that bullish divergence there on that daily RSI. We are seeing some of our liquidation levels start evening out a bit, liquidating all those greedy leverage traders who are going long. And as you can see, liquidations are heavily favoring towards the upside on many of our shorter to midter time frames. And so because of all of these things, my thought process is this. Look, to simplify it, we might go down. Okay, we might come back down to DCA zone 2. We might come back down to DCA zone 3. We did it right here. We did it right here. Historical data says we'll probably do it again. But the reality is that the lower it's getting, it's losing strength. It's losing momentum to the downside. And that means that at any given moment, we might see the relief. We might see the market start trying to recover, maybe pushing back in towards our take profit zone. And so I'm going to start doing some decent size buying now. And the lower that we get, I'm going to do more and more, expecting that I will be able to capitalize on this move to the downside with some profits once we do return to that red zone. That's my strategy, and I know it's very basic and I know it's very simple, but it's worked several times over several years, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And so, with that in mind, that's where we are. I did just make a move and I did just start doing some buying. And again, don't forget, if you do want to see when I'm doing these buys in real time, head to the link down below for the school, in which you're not only going to get access to me, Connor Kinney, Aaron Bennett, several coaches, and much more, but you are going to get the tools that you need in order to work your way to becoming a winning investor. Again, someone who is confident and someone who is consistent. Now, before you go, I do want to let you know, if you are, again, someone making those steps towards trying to get better at this whole crypto thing, I have a link down below as well for Tyler Teaches Crypto. This is a YouTube channel that I'm using as a library for pure educational content about strategy, about indicators, tools, resources, and much more. And so if you want something that's completely for free to start elevating your game right now, today, head to the link down below and go check that out as well. And again, if you are an experienced trader, head over to Fimix and go get that $2,600 bonus and reward, because you have only about a week left in order to claim it. But I hope you guys are faring well during this moment. Again, I know it's scary and I know it sucks and it's not fun, and no one really likes to be involved with this, but the reality, this is crypto. You have great times, you have terrible times, but you can't have a great time without enduring a terrible time. It's something I've seen a ton in this market, and it's not going to change, guys. So I'll be here for you all, updating you every step of the way. So don't forget to subscribe, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.